So this is a quick introduction to using Myriad Anywhere, which, as you can see, runs in a browser. This is Google Chrome. I'll just put my password in. And it logs me into my account. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you, I'm going to go to log editing and voice tracking here. And I'm going to show you how we can first import a song and of course record some audio. So the first thing I'll go to, well, I'll show you this. If I say home, it's taking me directly to my area, my reserved area on Myriad in the studio. So I'm looking for an empty cart. I'll just come along here and there's a couple of empty carts right there. So first thing I'm going to do is right click in an empty cart and I'm going to go to import. Brings up this window. I can go to browse and look for a file on my computer. So I'm going to go looking for a song to import here. And I'll show you the sort of things that can happen. So here's Eddie Grant. I'm going to import that in. It is a song. It's got a primary category, I'll say pop, and a secondary category I'll describe as reggae. That'll do. So I'll save that and import it. And here it goes. It's importing the song in right now. You can see it. So once it's imported, I need to have a look and make sure that it's okay. I want to make sure that the level's okay and it's properly labelled and named and stuff like that. So straight away I can take that out. That makes no sense. I can see that the title and the name of the artist are the wrong way around. So I'm going to cut that out of there and put it in the right place. And I'll put the title where it should be. So that goes in there. I'm going to have a look at the file itself. So let's see what condition the audio is. If it's a good level, I might not need to do very much, but it's always worth checking this to make sure that I do have a good level. And it's not too bad, but I'm going to go to normalize here anyway, right? Just to make sure it's okay for the system, right? So I'll normalize it based on an RMS setting. And I'm going to send it to minus 0.1 decibels. So that's minus 0.1. I'll OK that. And it's not made much difference. So it is a fairly good level. It's got a reasonable extra here as well. There's not too much. I don't really need to remove anything much at the end there. But I could tell it that the overall end is there if I wanted to, but I'm not going to bother with that. I'll just save that, right? So I can close this window here down. Be careful not to close down Chrome, of course. Close this window down and it says, do you want to save the changes made to this item? Yes, there we go. So that's me got a song in. Now I might want to put a voice link in here, and I would actually recommend that you record your voice links at home and edit them before importing them here. That way you could import them exactly the same way I've just imported that, with some very slight differences. So what we'll do is I'll show you. If I right click in this empty cart and I say import, I can browse again and I could look for, there's some voice links there. So I could look for an appropriate voice link and open that in. I'm not going to do it, but when I put it in, I would change that for song to voice link. Okay. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to show you how to record into an empty cart here. So I'm going to record my voice link. I'll right click and I'll hit record. And this is sitting waiting for me to go here. So when I click this, it will record. Right, so I can record my voice link specifically to introduce that song. So here we go. Click. And next up we have I Don't Wanna Dance by Eddie Grant. And I'm going to keep talking for a second because this part is going to be excluded from playback. It's slightly different for editing in the studio, and I'll show you that in a moment. So I'm going to stop the recording now. Would I like to save it? Yes. Now you'll see it's got some kind of crazy name, right? Doesn't make a lot of sense. It just says recorded and the date, and of course it's got a habit of jumping to the top corner here. Don't worry though, Eddie Grant's song is still here. There it is there, right? So I'm now going to edit this audio that I've just recorded, this dialogue, and I'll go to edit. I'm going to change it for basic item straight away to voice link. I'll load the preview and I'm going to rename it, and I'm going to rename it as VL, and you can call it anything you want. I'm putting VL for voice link, right? VL, and I'm going to call it Eddie Grant. So I know that that is the voice link for Eddie Grant. However, as you can see, it's a wee bit different for editing in the studio. So, you know, there's all this here that I want to remove. There's all this here that I want to remove. But it works slightly different. Now, if you don't see overall start and overall end, you have to click up here. See that start end? If it loads like this and there's no start end, you have to click where it says start end. So what we do to edit it is we place the cursor at the start of the dialogue that we want, and we click overall start. And then we place the cursor at the end of the dialogue that we want, and we click overall end. And then of course we can place the extra somewhere. We don't want it fading out there, so I'll place the cursor there and I'll click extra there. Now what that's going to do is it's going to play this audio between there and there. It's going to ignore that audio there and that audio there. So I'm going to save it as is, as a voice link. Say yes. And if I drag it down here and play it, well, you'll see that it'll play 5 seconds of audio. There it goes. It's playing the part that I edited. And that's how you can edit a voice link right there.